Hello everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful day trading here. Let's dive into some analysis. So we got lots to cover tonight because we actually got some earnings coming in. Markets are moving. The S&P continues to turn higher. Again, we had that dip buy area here for another fifth wave higher. We are still looking for a significant top of this market, but it can go higher, and you don't want to fight the don't want to fight the momentum at the moment. And if investors are going to get very euphoric, they're going to continue to buy the dip. So we're up 25 basis points in the after hours. The Qs are up like what, 28 basis points. Now the Qs, here's the thing, right? If the Qs break the all-time highs, in my opinion, this scenario would be invalidated, and we're going to go for another extension of the fifth wave, and it won't be done. But we're setting up for a major drop in the markets after that. But it should be supported. So let's see what's going on. So I mean, we're getting pretty close. I mean, I would actually expect like another 36. Like, you're not asking for much. So you either need to sell off right away tomorrow, or you gap up and you pass everything, and then we'll readjust the count on the Qs. And I already have some longs and some shorts, so I'll readjust the portfolio accordingly, depending on what the market's going to do and if the technical charts break or continue to push higher. As the SPY to me looks like it wants to continue to make new highs. The Dow Jones, it looks like it's going to be supported in a viable dip. Same thing for the IWM. The IWM possibly needs to make another high here, back to the 230s, 240. So again, more upside in this market, but you can be bearish. The VIX is still at 19. There's still a lot of complacency, and also there's elections coming up. Who knows what's going to happen, right? UVIX is still sitting here at $5 despite the constant rally in this market, but we'll have to see how everything plays out later on. Let's take a look at some earnings now. Let's dive into some analysis. So AMD continued to push higher, right? And now it's selling off. It's down 7%. So there you go. As anticipated, you had a wave 2 top here most likely. Now AMD should continue to break down lower and most likely go into the 102 area over a good couple of months. My guess is that it's going to take a while to get down there, but that should be the path now. Now today the semis were strong, right? The semis were strong. There's nothing wrong, and the semis actually pumped up very nicely, up 2%. I would have liked to see some. I would like actually to see some follow through tomorrow. So maybe if AMD sells off and the other semis can rally because of Google and all the other earnings, then that's great. Then the semis are going to be able to get into the 269 to 281 area, and that's a great setup for a short opportunity. And again, I'll be pulling the trigger on that as well. But again, I will let the members know first, of course. We'll take a look at a few more here. So let's dive into Google. So Google, again, actually gapped up, should gap up tomorrow in my sell area. So this is the area that I've been looking for. It never reached it. It was taking a very long time. Now, hopefully, this is the area where we're going to meet sellers, and this is where it's going to start to find some resistance. So this is the flat scenario playing out. We're going to be looking for a possible gap fill as well right here. So I would actually like to see the price maybe reach the upper end of the box and touch this gap fill area before we see a reversal. And if we do end up seeing a big breakout and this continues to push higher, then you just have another extension of the fifth wave. This was a buyable dip, and you're actually going to start surging much higher. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you should hit the 250s, 270 area should be achieved over time. But again, right now this is the bearish scenario that we're looking at. Although even though the market is gearing up for a big bullish push, I am looking at this scenario right now for Google. Meta had earnings, I believe, as well. Oh no, they have earnings tomorrow on Wednesday, but they are gapping up now. So it looks like I was correct again. Wave 4 was your dip buy area, and then you're getting a fifth wave extension now. So you should continue to push higher here on Meta. Maybe you'll hit the a nice little round number 650 or something like that. Maybe then you'll find some sellers, but really it's in price discovery right now, and it's definitely a hard stock to fight the trend with if you're if you're short. So again, we'll continue to monitor it, but again, you should see more upside in Meta. Apple here, actually down in the after hours, but it's getting to its apex now. A big move is going to occur in Apple. I'm actually favoring upside in Apple after everything that has played out. After you broke the highs here, I was favoring more upside. So you got a 1-2-1-2 setup for a wave 3 surge. So Apple should see a big pump here. And that would actually support the SPY going higher. Let's talk about some other ones here. Let me see. I think we got PayPal earnings that came out as well. So PayPal actually pulled back here. So maybe you had a final top here in your first wave. Maybe on the daily cycle, you could see you actually started to form some nice bearish divergence. So I could actually, instead of doing this labeling, we could actually be a little bit more conservative and tweak it like this. So now that at least we know the first cycle is over, you can see you're going to see a daily cycle come to an end here as it starts to break down. So maybe you get a pullback in PayPal, but it's a buyable dip, and you should continue to see more upside in PayPal. PayPal is a bullish stock at the moment. We'll take a look at Carvana. So Carvana continues to surge higher. Someone in my Discord continues to short it, but I think it'll come to an end eventually. But Carvana, is making a big comeback, and it's all based on the interest rates going lower. But again, I think that the rates right now that are continuing to push higher, I think you'll see maybe a pullback here, but eventually yields should continue to surge and push higher. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's take a look at NVIDIA finally and Tesla. So we'll wrap it up with these mega caps here, and we'll take a look at some other things. So NVIDIA still inside of this wave 4, in my opinion, needs a 5th wave extension to go higher. And Tesla needs a bit of a dip as well. I'm sorry, I just gotta move this box here to see the candles a little bit better. So let's see. So Tesla should be actually inside of this wave 2, and it should be pulling back, but you should see some more upside after that. Could also be a shallow wave 2. It's such a bullish name right now. You could easily continue to pump, and if Trump wins, this is definitely going to help Tesla, because Tesla, Elon, are all grouped together right now. And we'll take a quick look at DJT. I'm curious to see what it's doing. Donald Trump media stock. We bought it at $12, and we got stopped out at $11.30. So very unfortunate, as it rose 300%. This is a definite heartbreaker for me, because we had nailed the low, and I was really, really happy that we caught a bottom, but it just dumped a little bit more after that, and I got stopped out. But hey, sometimes that's the way she goes, right? So Donald Trump stock surging right now, based on the fact that he might win and all these things. Let's see here, what else we got going on. I can take a look at the TLT chart. So let's actually check TLT. I think TLT is due for a bounce. It is up in the after hours. It continues to make lower lows, extending the 5th wave with bullish divergence. Again, you will get a crash correction higher. Eventually, in my opinion, this should be a risk-off trade where the market pulls back, but then the bond yields, the bonds should start to come back down inside of this wave 3, and then you'll see investors panic. Most likely. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong. But again, when you end up with 5 waves down, that's an impulse down, corrective move back up, and then another impulse down. And that's just the way it goes, right? It's very easy to understand the path of the market when you use the RSIs to match with your Elliott wave counts. Okay, so we'll just cover crypto here real quick, because Bitcoin is pumping. It's about to make new all-time highs. Some exchanges are saying they made all-time highs already. Most, I would say, like most in all of my charts that I'm looking at, have not made all-time highs. So I don't know what people are talking about. But yeah, I mean, we should probably make some all-time highs pretty soon. We're getting there. We're pretty close, aren't we? Okay, did the futures make all-time highs? It looks like the futures. Okay, the futures high 74 485, and then here 74 365, 74 415. So yeah, on the futures you've made new all-time highs. At least on the crypto exchanges you have not. So you have yet to do that here, but I'll be looking for more upside for sure. I'm long crypto. Been long for a while and told a lot of people to that I'm getting into positions, but again, they're doing their own thing, not paying attention, and when the move finally happens, oh, they want to get in now and they're ready to buy. But hey, that's the world. That's just your average trader. Um, yeah. So again, the market can continue to push up. Don't be so bearish. I mean, I'm bearish, but I'm not going all on shorts just yet. I am short some names, but it doesn't mean that the market's going to crash any day now. I agree that we are extended and we are going to be getting a big pullback eventually, but if you break the highs, that's your invalidation point. You need to know when to stop out. You need to know when you're wrong, and you need to know when to move on to the next opportunity in the next trade setup. But yeah, definitely right now you can see on the futures, the daily time frame, you got some very bullish dual band strength index numbers. Same thing for the NASDAQ. Very bullish indeed. Take a look at the Dow Jones. It's a little bit rougher on the Dow Jones at the moment, I would say. It's actually looking quite bearish with this red money flow and blood diamond here. The Russell 2000 is also pretty ugly at the moment. But I continue to be long here and bullish on the market as long as it can make new all-time highs. And the Qs, if the Qs break the highs, then we'll be bullish, and we will flip bullish, right? And I'm still bearish. I say I'm bullish and I'm bearish, right? It's probably really confusing. I'm bullish the market always in the long term, but I agree that we are going to be due for a correction, and the economy is not in a good state. But again, yeah, it's very hard to explain. You guys could just come into the Discord. You see my trades. It's much more easier to understand once you see how I'm positioned in this market. All right, I have some short-term bets, and if we do break out, then you stop out and you can go with the trend and stay long, right? Because once you break out of these consolidation phases, you could continue to run up. All right, so that's it. Have a good day, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.